So my name is Alejandra Reyes. I am an E6 in the Navy.
My name is Joel Kranz. I was E5 Sergeant in the United States Army National Guard.
Sergeant First Class Rachel Johnston when I got out the military.
Hi everyone, my name is Luis Ramirez. I was in the United States Air Force.
Hi, my name is Sergeant Trinidad Uribe.
My name is retired Sergeant Abe Garcia.
Staff Sergeant Domingo Contreras.
So, my name is Mickey Huntington, and I am a proud 25-year veteran of the U.S. Army.
So the differences between Armed Forces Day, Veterans Day, Memorial Day is Armed Forces Day is the day that we celebrate people who are currently serving in the military. Veterans Day is honoring the people that have served in the military. And Memorial Day is the day that we recognize people who gave the ultimate sacrifice.
All right, so the difference between Armed Forces Day, Veterans Day, Memorial Day are all, it's very subtle, all right? They're all veteran-centric, okay? So they all focus on veterans, but they're all different statuses of veterans throughout their lives. So on Veterans Day, we celebrate in November. And that's to commemorate the veterans that served in the military, and then they served, they're now out of uniform, and now they're kind of going on with their life. They're now out of the service, and they're maybe working outside in different jobs, starting new careers, going to education, whatever the case may be. It's just not, they're no longer in the service, so they're just a veteran. Memorial Day is celebrated in May, and what we do for Memorial Day is we actually commemorate the lives lost while the members of the service actually, when they were in the service, they actually died, and we commemorate them by celebrating their service in May. So, and then Armed Forces Day is different too, because what we're really celebrating at that time is the people that are actually in the military at that time. So we're celebrating all the members of the military, from the Marine Corps, the Air Force, the Army, the Coast Guard, the Navy, and now the Space Force. So that's what really all three of them are. They're all veteran-centric, but they're very subtle in differences.
The reason why I joined, I was kind of lost. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, and I joined the Army National Guard because it gave me options. It really gave me the freedom to stay at home and go to school and get money for school. Or if I do love it, but I still want to stay at home, it did what allowed me to do for what I did for 10 years, which I was a mechanic for 10 years, working for the federal government up in Arden Hills, not 20 minutes from home in St. Paul. I worked for the Army as a mechanic, and I'd go home every day, be home with my family or at my house, and it just gave me options. Or if I really loved it and wanted to leave, I could be away from home. So it just got me ready for the real world, because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do yet. That's the main reason why I joined.
My story behind joining the military was I knew I didn't want to go to college, and I enjoyed being in JROTC, which was a program that was they had at my high school growing up, and enjoying the structure, enjoying how things were operated. Felt like a good fit, and I'm really appreciative and glad that I did make that decision at such a young age, because it transformed or put my life on a completely different trajectory.
My story behind joining the U.S. Army was the GI Bill. I was going to school at the time, and I was paying for it out of my pocket. And I was working long hours and going to school double time, and I wanted to do something with my life. I knew I wanted to do more than what I was doing, which was retail. And so I looked and I saw the old commercial, "Be All You Can Be in the U.S. Army" one day. And I said, you know what? I think that's something I want to do. So I went down to recruiter station and signed up, and the rest is history.
One of my most memorable experiences in the military was shakedown. Shakedown is something that the drill sergeants, when you arrive to basic training, they have you take everything that you brought, all the gear that they required you to bring to basic training, your toothbrush, your shaving cream, your sleeping bag, all that stuff. They have you load up into a cattle truck, shoulder to shoulder, and they drive you off to this gymnasium where they unload you, and you go into this hot gymnasium. It was like 100 degrees, and you go and you unload all of your gear on the gymnasium floor. Well, to this day I can still barely grow a beard, but they required that you bring a shaving cream, so I threw it in there. Well, it exploded in travel over everything that I brought. And so we're unloading it, and I look down, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I got shaving cream everywhere, all over the floor, all over all the gear. And next thing you know, I got 6 drill sergeants surrounding me, screaming at me, upset that I'm getting shaving cream all over their floor. Next thing you know, I look across, and Sergeant Brown, or PFC Brown, is, crying. I shouldn't be here. I made a mistake. And they completely forget about me. They say, clean up your stuff. And they go over to him. And to this day, I'm very thankful for PFC Brown, because if he went to, then my basic training could have had a completely different experience. But they totally forgot about me. And
so one of my most memorable moments in the military, it's going to seem really odd because we did so many things, and we were in the middle of Afghanistan. It was our 6th month there. We lived in a tent with 8 other people. One of them's names was Cletus, the other name was Jay Black, the other guy was Marcus McWaters, Rudy Pena from Gary, Indiana. There was another guy, I can't remember his name, but he was funny. But anyways, I remember this so vividly, and it's because it happened over a period of a week. We were in Afghanistan, we're in our tent, and the power went out for like 4 days. And you couldn't have candles or anything in these tents, because if you had candles in these tents, they go and they burn in like a matter of minutes, and you're toast, you're done. So we had flashlights on, and every night we would just, before we went to bed, we would just sit around for probably about 3-4 hours, just talking and talking and talking. Would you rather eat tuna fish for the rest of your life, or would you rather eat peanut butter and jelly for the rest of your life? We would just talk about the most crazy things. We would play Scrabble until it was time to go to bed. We'd play Yahtzee. We'd play a bunch of things. But this particular night, we sat around and we talked about what we wanted to do when we got home. And some guy just said, "Oh man, I want a Whopper." The other guy says, I want a steak. And the other, some guys just wanted to see their wives or their girlfriends. But those conversations were like really rich and authentic. And if you ever have an opportunity to have a conversation like that, just be present and in the moment, because it'll stay with you forever.
Friendship in the military is so special and unique. And when you think about military service, it is in many ways like any other job. But at the same time, we also are committed and dedicating our lives to literally giving our lives in the service of our country. And so the bonds that we form and the friendships that we create through our military service are absolutely enduring. I have friends from my college days, which seems like yesterday, but it was actually about 30 years ago. I still keep in touch with many of my ROTC classmates from college. I communicate regularly with folks throughout my military career. In fact, my first sergeant from the Army still calls me every single year on my birthday, and I do the same for him on his birthday on June 17th.
So the closest friends that I've been able to make in the Navy, I met the three of them while serving on the aircraft carrier that I worked on. I was stationed out of Norfolk, Virginia, and that's where we met. The three of us work out of reactor department because we're all nuclear mechanics. And just friendship in general, to me, with them in the Navy, since I've met them, they're just an extension of my family. Like, that's how close that we are. I know that I can call on them at any time for anything, and they're always available to me in the same manner that my family is to me.
The thing I enjoyed most about being in the military is traveling, getting to see all these beautiful places all over the world, and meeting new people and making those connections, making those friendships. It was a great time in my life that I got a chance to serve, and I got a chance to meet these great, awesome people that I still talk to today.
What I enjoyed most about serving in the military was really the people. We have a saying in the military, and it goes something like, mission first, people always. And I really took that to heart. No matter where I was stationed, and no matter how hard things became, and there were some really, really tough and challenging times during my military service, I knew I could always count on the soldier to my left and my right. I knew that those relationships that I cultivated were the most important and critical thing about my military service, and I just hope that I was able to offer that same sense of duty and commitment to my fellow soldiers as well.
The thing that makes me the most proud about having served my country, being a veteran, being active duty still, is that I have been able to just create something for myself by myself. Coming from LA, coming from my family, we didn't have very much to begin with, so we were going to struggle even how we started, right? There's no inherited wealth, there's no inherited anything. So to just be on my own 2 feet and doing well for myself is a huge accomplishment in my eyes, and like for my parents too. So just like continuing to make them proud, continuing to keep myself going, I would say is like the biggest thing for me.
The most proud of being a veteran is serving my country. About 1%, I think it is still a statistic, serves in the military, and I'm proud to be among my comrades, my brothers and sisters in arms that decided to raise their right hand and defend the nation and the freedom and the rights that we have here in this nation. And so that's what I'm most proud of.
I would say one of the biggest things that I'm proud of being a veteran is, I guess, the selfless service to volunteer. I think is important for all people to consider, serving the country. I think you take pride in potentially giving the ultimate sacrifice for the rights and freedoms that we have here in the USA. So it's kind of a good, proud thing to look upon, because not very many people do it, but it also created a good camaraderie with the people that you serve with. So, and also the people that you necessarily didn't serve, but there's a kind of connection for the people who serve, because we all know what we kind of went through in order to enjoy the freedoms that we have here in this country.
So what I would like kids to know about Veterans Day is that it's a very important day. We get to celebrate veterans who served our country, and they're now kind of regular people out in the world, right? They wore the uniform for 4 years, 6 years, 10 years, 20, some even 30 years. But what's important about Veterans Day to me is that out of all the people in the United States, only 1% actually volunteer and say, I'm going to be the one that you're going to call on to defend this country. I'm going to be the one that's going to come forward and defend you and take care of you and make sure that we stay safe. And when you look at it, 1% isn't a lot. It's actually very little. So what I want the kids to know is veterans are really special people. Selfless people who just want the best for this country and all of Americans.
I'm retired Sergeant Joel Kranz, and I am a proud U.S. Army veteran.
My name is retired Sergeant Abe Garcia, and I am a proud U.S. Army veteran.
I'm Mickey Huntington, U.S. Army Lieutenant Colonel retired, and I am a proud U.S. Army veteran.
My name is Sergeant First Class Army Rachel Johnson, and I am a proud Army veteran.
My name is Domingo Contreras, and I'm a proud U.S. veteran.
I'm Petty Officer First Class Alejandra Reyes, and I'm a proud Navy veteran.
Hi, my name is Trinidad Uribe, and I am a U.S. Army veteran.
My name is Luis Ramirez. I'm a senior airman in the United States Air Force, serving out of the 823rd Red Horse Squadron, and I am a proud United States Air Force veteran.